The Dance of Hillary. Kind of sounds like a forgotten meme, right? Not exactly something you'd connect with a serious national security issue. But what if I told you that this, let's say, quirky name actually belongs to a really sophisticated cyber threat? One that's designed to use our own curiosity as a weapon against us.
Okay, so what is the Dance of the Hillary, really? Well, it's definitely not the viral video its name makes you think of. But here's the kicker. It was actually designed to spread just like one.
You see, this was a really serious malicious software campaign that popped up when political tensions between India and Pakistan were super high. The name itself? That was pure genius, in a devious kind of way. It was a perfect piece of misdirection. It sounds harmless, maybe even a little funny, all while hiding its real purpose, which was straight-up espionage.
And that gets us right into the core strategy here, what we're calling a dance of deception. It's really all about how these attackers got so good at mixing human psychology with malware that just works silently in the background.
See, with an attack like this, the fancy code is only part of the puzzle. The real engine behind it all is social engineering. It's built to prey on some of our most basic human instincts, Curiosity, maybe a little bit of gullibility, and they even used patriotism. All of it just to trick you, the target, into making that one single fatal click.
So, how do they get you to click? Well, that leads us to the Trojan's disguise. Let's break down how these attackers hide something so dangerous right out in the open, using files that look totally normal, the kind of stuff we see every single day.
The attackers didn't need some super complex delivery system. Nope. They just used the platforms we're all on all day, every day. We're talking about malware spreading through forwarded WhatsApp messages, links on Facebook, files on Telegram, and of course, good old email attachments. They were exploiting the very channels we've been taught to trust. And this is where you see the classic bait and switch in action. You're promised something fun or maybe even important. So on one hand, the bait is a Hillary Clinton dance video. Sounds harmless, maybe worth a chuckle. But the reality? It's a malicious executable file. Or maybe you see something that looks like a system file, like tasks.exe. You think it's just a normal Windows thing, but it's actually opening a secret backdoor into your machine. They even used patriotic names like OperationSindhu.exe, making you think it's some official document when really, it's just a tool designed to steal all your data.
So, you've taken the bait. You click the file. What happens in that split second? Well, let's pull back the curtain and see exactly what's going on behind the scenes the moment you click. What's so clever is that it's a two-layer attack. First, as soon as you open the file, a distraction pops up on your screen. That funny animation we mentioned, it's right there, holding your attention, making you think, oh, okay, this is what I clicked on. But while you're watching that, the real attack is happening silently in the background. The malware is installing itself, and it's smart. It copies itself into protected system folders so you can't easily find it. Then it digs into the system's registry to make sure it runs every single time you restart your computer. And the final critical step? It phones home, reaching out to a remote command and control server, basically saying, I'm in. What are my orders?
And once that connection is made, that's it. Your device isn't really yours anymore. And this is where we get into the truly chilling part. The attacker's control. The absolute power an intruder now has over your entire digital life.
The malware we are talking about has a name. It's a remote access Trojan, or RAT for short. And yeah, the definition is pretty much as scary as it sounds. It is literally a tool that gives an attacker full remote administrative control over your computer. They are now the captain of your ship, and you're just along for the ride.
And with that kind of control, they've got a whole toolkit of nasty things they can do. Credential harvesting? That's them stealing your saved passwords for your bank, your email, your social media. Surveillance? Oh yeah. They can turn on your webcam and your microphone whenever they want, watching and listening in. Data exfiltration? That's them grabbing all your sensitive files and shipping them off to their own server. And with total device control, they can literally run any command they want and capture your screen in real time. They see what you see.
Look, this goes way beyond just losing some data or getting your accounts hacked. We're talking about serious, real-world consequences. There was even speculation, as highlighted in the source material, that location data gathered from this exact virus might have been used to help target drone attacks on civilians. Think about that for a second. A digital intrusion that could lead to lethal physical outcomes. It's terrifying stuff.
So yeah, the threat is sophisticated and it's absolutely serious, but, and this is a big but, you are not powerless here. So let's flip the script. Let's move from the problem to the solution and talk about your digital defense. We're going to cover some simple, actionable things you can do right now to keep yourself safe.
All right, the defense plan here is pretty straightforward, honestly. First up, the golden rule of the internet. Just avoid clicking on random, unsolicited files or links. Simple, but it works. Next, a really powerful tip. Go into your messaging apps like WhatsApp and turn off auto downloads. Just do it. Of course, you absolutely need to have trusted antivirus software running, and please keep your system and your apps updated. Those updates often patch up the very holes these attackers try to slip through. And finally, just trust your gut. If a file name looks strange or has a weird double extension or a message just feels off, it probably is. Don't open it, report it.
And that really brings us to the main takeaway here. The whole Dance of Hillary saga shows us that the most effective cyber attacks, they aren't always the ones with the most complex, brilliant code. Oftentimes, they're the ones that just understand human nature the best. Which leaves us with a big question to think about. In this constant battle to protect our data, what's really the more powerful force? The complicated code that an attacker writes, or our own simple, powerful, and sometimes dangerous curiosity?